Night, the Sioux City City Council meeting, representatives were there from the Iowa Department of Transportation and presented design alternatives to replace the Gordon Drive viaduct. Connor Trent joins us live in studio tonight with more from tonight's meeting. Connor.
Thanks, Jessica. It was definitely a long night at tonight's meeting. Quite a bit of time spent by the council discussing this. The Gordon Drive Viaduct project certainly is capturing a lot of attention. After reviewing the council's suggestions in 2022, the DOT presented two options for the new viaduct. The first option, an on-alignment alternative, which would mean the existing viaduct would be completely replaced but be in the same general area. The second option, a south-adjacent alignment alternative, which would be constructed just south of the existing viaduct spanning from Virginia Street to Fairmount Street. The council hopes to use an improved plan with either design to develop more areas around Gordon Drive.
We've kind of been all along saying that we don't want a big bridge anymore. We'd like a couple bridges where it comes down and dumps into the stockyards area so we can continue to develop that area.
The council did express concerns during tonight's meeting with the Iowa DOT how this could lead to some existing businesses possibly being displaced.
Well, unfortunately, that viaduct is falling over, so they're gonna be relocated one way or another. And I think better to be relocated in a systematic way where they can have plenty of time to move their businesses, and we'll work with all of them to try to get them to relocate somewhere. But they can't rebuild that viaduct without a lot more right-of-way underneath.
No decisions were made tonight, but if all goes according to the current plan, they should get a majority of the planning taken care of next year. And so let's take a look at that tentative timeline of what we can expect. Step one, they'll get input from the Sioux City City Council. That's what's happening tonight. And then going forward, they plan to refine their alternative designs again on Thursday. And soon after, they'll have the utility coordination kickoff meeting to talk about how this project will impact the utilities around Sioux City. DOT says they hope to be at this point by January or February, where they'll meet with the aesthetics committee. And by April, they hope to be down here at the landowners meeting around the projected build site. From the landowners meeting, they're going to meet with the stakeholders, and then we get to the public hearing where the DOT hopes to unveil their preferred alternative plan. From there, it's time to get the design 100% nailed down, really dot those T's and cross those I's. I know I got that switched up, but that's all right. And now we've got a big old time jump to 2027 where we get the right-of-way acquisition, and then hopefully by 2028, they will get construction started on this new viaduct. Again, this is a proposed timeline the council hopes to follow. It is still subject to change, but that's the general ideas of what we've got right at this moment. In the meantime, the DOT plans to spend around $2.2 million on bridge rehabilitation to make sure that the existing viaduct is viable through construction.